Joining us for the discussion on artificial intelligence's impact on the broader workforce, we have with us on the show University of the Philippines Professor Benjamin Vallejo. He is a contributor to the university's Principles for Responsible Artificial Intelligence, and he is also a science advice mentor at the International Network for Governmental Science Advice. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Diego. Glad to be here.
Yes, of course, sir. It's been viral this last few days about the report of a AI sportscaster by GMA. Although there are a lot of concerns about job displacements because of these anchors, are these concerns valid? How is the impact to the entire business landscape?
Yeah, any technological innovation will have some impact on the jobs market,
Yes.
you know, and this is actually, if we look at the history of science and technology, new innovations will result in some job sectors will have to adapt or innovate in order to meet the challenges. So it's the same thing with AI. You know, when industries became more mechanized around 200 years ago, this was also an issue, but eventually society adapted and the skill sector also adopted. So same thing with AI.
But, sir, do we see this advancement that GMA has replacing news anchors in the immediate future, or it still has a long way to go?
Yeah, that's the question about AI. No, in the more creative sectors and communication sectors, this is actually becoming a major point of discussion. No? However, for the manufacturing and in other production sectors, AI could assist in making the manufacturing processes and information processing sectors more efficient, and it may replace some of the jobs that are lower in the processing sector.
Okay.
And the question is actually on the more creative and the more integrative sectors of the job market.
Okay.
So that includes the journalism sector, and also, as we said, I noted in the social media debate about the AI anchors, that would also be an area in which AI will probably impact.
Yeah, when you first hear about it, it sounds really exciting. But where do we start to draw the line to make sure it really doesn't threaten job security or doesn't replace humans holding traditional professions? Or do we really have to accept that this is the future?
I think we have to accept that this is how it will be. Okay? In the next decade or so, we will see more AI applications in the daily life, and most likely people will begin to accept that as more or less normal. No? But in that span of time, I think we need to what we call rethink of what are the job skills that are needed in an economy or global economy in which AI has a large part to play in content and information creation.
Now, sir, UP is the first Philippine university to craft guidelines for responsible AI use. What significant developments can you share with us regarding this?
Okay, the question of AI in the academic sector is a particularly very relevant one, because it's actually in school in which students learn how to create content, how to make sure that the content is attributed, as well as they start to learn the legalities of content that is created. No? So the question now in the academic sector is, how much should AI be or make part or make up the learning and creative process in education? So that's the question. And the major, we have to come up with a consensus, okay, that where and how can AI be used in the learning and education sector. I think there's a ongoing consensus because some of the suggestions I sent the University Committee on AI is essentially what my students discussed about. and it's about the proper attribution or declaration by which AI was used in their academic and school work.
Okay.
Yeah. So with industry, probably there might be a similar approach. Okay.
Okay.
Up to when can AI be used? Okay.
But with all that you mentioned, sir, now about yung pros and cons and when should it be used, what then would your recommendation be for businesses and other industries on developing AI policies?
Okay. Now it's a balance, I think. No, I'm not really a labor expert on here, no, but it's a balance that is protecting some of the workers' rights, okay? Especially with respect to the content that they produce. Right? I think that's the major issue in the previous. I heard about the strikes in Hollywood, the script
Yes,
writers,
yes, yes.
screenwriters. Okay, so it's protecting their creative or intellectual property. That's one. Okay, the second one is actually making the workforce adjust to an AI economy. Okay? And that probably would fall on the schools. No?
Okay.
Now, there have been some discussions on regulating AI. Now, it's not only here, but also in the UK and in the European Union about proposals to regulate AI. Now, that seemed to be a gray area yet. Okay, how will the law regulate AI? Okay? That's a question that needs to be answered, really.
Yeah, this is going to be a long discussion, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have. But we do hope to have you back on the show to talk more about this pressing issue that's happening right now. Thank you very much for joining us. University of the Philippines Professor Benjamin Vallejo. Good morning, sir.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure. Thank you. Good day.